Hello, I'm Matt Willis Bagpiper, and on this channel I make videos to make you a stronger and more confident bagpiper. If you like the kind of content you're seeing here, please think about subscribing and liking the channel. All that helps me make these kind of videos. Now, on to the unboxing. We have another unboxing, everybody. We have a Blair Digital Chanter, bagpipe, whatever awesomeness in this box right here. My good friend Dave, who's sitting across from me and at this point staying out of the camera, was kind enough to let me unbox his beautiful and wonderful thing we're about to do here. So let's dive in and see what's in here. So as you can see, I think it's always important to show the completely unopened box before we start. So, not completely. He did get the invoice out. I think that's fair. He's laughing a little bit over here. All right, I'm cutting a few things again. Just use the very, 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 very edge of your blade. You don't want to hurt anything while you're doing this. All right. Here we go. Bubble wrap, bubble wrap, bubble wrap. That's nice. Okay, coming out. Empty box. That'll go down here. And so far, things are looking good. So he purchased this through Henderson Imports, and they have a couple of things right here. We'll very carefully cut a little bit more tape. I recommend a nice sharp knife and cutting the tape instead of just pulling everything apart. It's really exciting to have like a Christmas morning, you know, oh my goodness, and you tear into everything. But you don't want to hurt anything. A nice sharp knife cutting through all the pieces of tape can keep you from damaging something or dropping something. And notice again, I'm at a table. You could be on the floor, whatever. Just everything nice and secure. Okay, Dave, here's your sticker. He's just right there. There's that. Okay, I'm pretty impressed so far. It's got a lovely case that's wrapped. Okay, some more bubble wrap. That'll go down there. Okay, and again, a little bit more tape. Grab my blade, carefully cut that open. Ah, Melbourne, Australia. So I did not know Murray Blair was from Melbourne. Did you know he was Australian?
I did.
Okay, well, he did. I didn't know that, so good to know. 2 zippers, nice. Heavy duty. Let's put this knife away. I don't think we'll need it anymore. Okay, and for the camera as well, we get the Constitution. I mean, the instruction manual, nice and wrapped up. So we'll see how much we need to use this and how much of it makes sense. And in the case itself, now this is really nicely done, everybody. I want to make sure you can see this. It is actually in Velcro straps held in the case. So the case, nice, thick padding, super soft. That's all really great. I'm very happy with that. But the chanter itself is held in place with heavy-duty Velcro that seems like it's going to hold up nicely over time. So very well done there. All right. It's got optical sensors. Let's see if we can play against the lights here. So a lot of electronic chanters have raised pips that measure the, you know, whatever, electricity off your fingers. This one's using an optical sensor to sense if your fingers are there or not. So you actually feel holes under your fingers, which makes a much more natural playing experience. Nice heavy sole, and actually my new favorite thing right there might be that the bottom of the sole doesn't have a hole in it. That's cool. I've played a lot of electronic. I think I've played all. I had a Bagpipes back in the day. I think I've seen, this is the newest one, and I haven't played this yet, but I've played all the rest. And they always had a hole at the bottom, it seemed. This one does not, so that's nice. Okay, so we're going to put this, I'm actually just going to keep it in this case because it's nice and soft. And we're going to see what we have here. So we have, I would assume, a charging cable. We'll see if this thing's even charged. So we're going to do an unboxing. If we can play it, cool. If we need to charge it first, then we'll charge it and come back. Okay, over here, we have a faux mouthpiece, which again does not have a hole on top, which is kind of nice. And I think with that, we are out of other supplies, and I'm just going to check to Make sure there's not another pocket. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and screw the mouthpiece into the top just so it kind of has that natural feeling. It's got a nice, like any modern piece of electronic, it's got a shield of plastic over the screen. Now, Dave, would you mind if I take that off? I know some people like to keep it on.
Go ahead.
Okay, we're going to take it off. There you go. He's on camera, at least a little of his hand right there. Okay. Okay, so we have a textured bit right here, and it's lovely. It's weighted. It's just a little, it's weighted just like a practice chanter with the nice heavy sole. Here it kind of balances anything from the top here where the electronics are. So now I'm just trying to see if there's a discrete on or off button before we actually have to go to the manual. So there is a dial here, but it's not doing anything. And it just might need to be charged. So here's the chanter in a nice case, charging cord. I'm going to review the manual for a little bit. I'm going to do that off camera. No one needs to see me reading this right now. So we'll be back in just a minute. But you've seen the complete unboxing of clearly a very nice, it's got, you know, a nice Blair right there, right on the ferrule. I'm very impressed so far. So we'll be back in, well, from your perspective immediately, but we're going to take a couple minutes and read everything. All right, so we had a bit of an adventure going through a bunch of stuff, but we put it back on a factory reset because I think we were doing more harm than good trying to go through some of the sensitivity levels and everything else. So to turn it on, I'm just going to press down. There's a dial, so that you have a screen on the top at a dial. And I'm going through my Fishman Loud box right here so that we can all hear what's going on as we do this. So that's what that is. I'm just going to press down. And you can hear it sounding already. I'll make sure everyone can hear this. And that's just what happens when I turned it on. It's pretty cool. So, pretty great there. And again, there's a full display here, which is pretty great. I'm going to turn the volume down so I can hear myself think. And it's on instrument right now. So let's go ahead. We're on the Great Highland Bagpipe, but we're going to press down. So there's, again, a dial that you can press and turn. We're going to press it. And on that, Great Highland Bagpipe, we're going to go to small pipe now. That is thick. I love it. That sounds awesome. And then there's another sample for just the practice chanter. So it's similar to the small pipe, but it's just the practice chanter sound. It's a little thinner, a little quieter. Getting a little bit of static through the speaker. There we go. Excuse me. So, what we're noticing is there's a tendency, you can see I'm playing some D grace notes, but they're not sounding. I have to lift a little higher to make them sound, which isn't the end of the world. In fact, it might actually clean up your technique, so maybe that's on purpose. This is back to factory reset now. We played with some stuff, went back to the factory. The factory reset seems to be working the best, but I do notice that some of my D grace notes that'll sound on a practice chanter or a pipe chanter are not sounding at 0. But this screen will allow you to go through. So we're going to go through, and I think you have to go to advanced. So we're going to scroll down. There's bass, pitch, back. Okay, we're still on instrument. Let's go back through everything. Drone, treble, bass. All right, here we go. All right, seems to be smarter than me because I'm just going back through everything again. What am I doing wrong, Dave? Oh, back. Let's go back. Okay, there we go. So, menus. They've just been around for 20 years. Don't mind me. There's a metronome. So let's go ahead and turn the metronome on. A metronome is always useful, so that was the metronome setting. We're going to keep going now. So there's a volume on the metronome, a tempo, obviously, the beats. There's a lot of things. So the metronome seems pretty stout, and it's very nice sounding. It's not just some thin little click. It's a nice cowbell sound, which cuts through all of the noises you want to hear. So that was the metronome. Now we're going to go into advanced, and in advanced we have sensors, and under sensors you can go through and adjust the sensitivity on every hole. Now, what we found while doing that, I can make my like D grace note and F grace note. Those are the two that don't seem to want to sound. I know I'm lifting my finger and I don't always hear it. I can move the number up, but if you move all of the numbers up, it tends to start not even knowing your fingers are on the hole. So you have to find a balance, and everyone's going to play the instrument differently. So I love that this is as customizable as it is. It's going to take you some time, though. You're not going to just pick this up and play it, and it's going to feel like home. You're going to have to take some time on the advanced menu and figure out exactly what your sensitivity should have to be on each one of these. So we're going to go back. Now we have ALR. Let's see what that is. We have a low, medium, high, exit, I assume. We still have that metronome going. Should probably turn that off. We're going to go with medium, because I don't even know what ALR is.
Ambient light register.
Ambient light register.
I think it's register.
Oh, so Dave's been reading the manual while I've been trying to film this thing. So that might have a lot to do with some of the sensor stuff too. So I don't think that the scope of this is more about an unboxing and kind of a playthrough than it is about all of the features, because this thing has a lot of features. So that's under advanced. Shut down, that's how you would actually turn it off. You'd scroll through to turn it off. The volume is right there, metronome. So it's not too entirely crazy. It's going to take a minute or three when you get one of these to dial in the sensors to where you want it to be. But right now, it's quite comfortable. The cord I put in to go through my amp is kind of throwing it off a little bit. This is a pretty thick cord. If you were just using your earphones, I don't think you would notice it at all. It's built around a practice chanter, which is great. So we're all going to feel very natural here. My nit, if there's a nit built around a practice chanter, the holes are quite small, so you have to be very accurate in your placement. I have a set of red pipes that have the same kind of optical sensors, and they're built around a standard McCallum pipe chanter, and with the larger holes, they actually have full scallops. Just from the scale of the holes, they're scalloped. So your holes are your fingers are going to more naturally fit in the holes than a practice chanter. So I found that just a little bit awkward compared to the other one. Now that being said, I actually am a fan of the old PIP, the electronic metal things that stick out. You don't have to worry about the sensitivity, and you can feel where the holes are, but they're not holes. I have a lot of experience from all of my previous electronic bagpipes playing on those, so that feels very natural to me. For someone who's never picked up an electronic bagpipe, that would feel very foreign, and something like this Blair electronic bagpipe here is going to feel way more comfortable and way more at home having actual holes under your fingers. So I'm bringing a bit of baggage from the old world into the new high-tech world. The fact that this has a screen and you know what you're doing is huge. I kind of wish this was mine, because I want to spend the next couple of hours really messing around with it. And the small pipe sound in particular is just amazing. It sounds so rich and so thick. And we haven't tried any of the tunings or anything else. But again, this wasn't a full review of everything the instrument was. It's a unboxing and a brief playthrough. And in just a couple of minutes, we're making some great sound on this thing. So in any case, I'm Matt Willis, Bagpiper. Thank you so much for joining. If you like this video, think about maybe sharing it, subscribing to the channel, channel, liking it, whatever you need to do, because I like making these, and your support helps everything. So again, until next time, everybody, cheers.